have three awesome women joining us, having a conversation with Brianna Decker, Megan Keller, and Amanda Kessel. It just made me smile so much. It made me so happy. They're so fresh and excited and hopeful and proud and earnest. Like the level of like dimple, like ding in that conversation was just amazing. So Winter Olympics are coming. They're on NBC. Opening ceremonies are February 4th. I love the Winter Olympics. I think there's nothing better than watching the Olympics. Hockey is my favorite thing to watch. I also like ice skating, which we talked a lot about. But what I'm excited about for these three women is the chance to go represent America, the chance to go play great hockey, the chance to be stars on a global stage. They also have a really big job. We won the gold. The U.S. won the gold in the last Olympics. It's the first time in 20 years where the U.S. is defending its gold medal. These women have been on the My Y tour. I can't even say that word. It's, again, like a tampon. But anyways, they've been on the My Y tour. We've been getting our ass kicked by Canada all preseason. They had a great answer for that. They're like, okay, let's get the kinks out. Let's get the team right. Let's get the right people on the bench. And they are going to peak at the right time and go crush in Beijing. So this is our interview. So we've got Megan Keller, we've got Amanda Kessel, we've got Brianna Decker. You're play for Team USA women's hockey. You're headed to Beijing for the Olympics. Let's have each one of you share your number, your position, and what you're most excited about.
Sure, I'll go first. I play center, and I'm number 14. The thing I'm excited about is it's just been a long time where, you know, we haven't been back to the Olympics in 4 years, and it's going to be great to be able to play with my teammates on the Olympic stage. And I think it's so cool to see some of the young girls, their first like their face when they first get out there on the Olympic stage. And then obviously when you're an older player and you've been there a few times, I think you just take the moment in still like it's the first time.
Okay, great. And say your name.
Oh, Brianna Decker, sorry. See, I'm so old, I couldn't remember my name.
I know, I hear you. You're just practically senile at this point. Okay, Amanda, you go next.
So I'm Amanda Kessel. I'm a forward, number 28. A little bit of what Brianna said, most excited, I think, just to get there. It's like Disneyland for like a month. Like it's so hard to like explain, but it's seriously just the coolest thing ever. Like going in there, seeing like every country's flag, like in the village, and then the dining hall. I love just sitting in the dining hall and like staring at all the different athletes and countries and like kind of gossiping in there. We'll see like how it is this time with COVID. I'm not sure if there's gonna be like barriers up or whatnot. And then like seeing like the girls on our team, like the first timers getting there, it's just like you can't describe it to them. And we have something called processing where you go, and for us it's gonna take place in LA this time, but you go in like a huge like warehouse basically and just like get a million clothes and like just fitted for everything. And
like the polo stuff, is this where like you get all the like sponsored and then they give you bags, or are you like supposed to bring like a garbage bag and put all the stuff in it?
Basically it's like you literally come out with just like 2 bags like stuffed with like everything possible, sunglasses, like 20 outfits. It's just incredible. But it's like
I want that.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
That's amazing. Okay, Megan Keller, why don't you go?
Yep, I'm Megan Keller. I'm defense. I'm number 5. And similar to Amanda and Dex, I think I'm most excited getting over there and getting with the rest of all the Team USA athletes. It's so cool to be a part of a team bigger than just your sport, and watching all the other athletes compete and cheering for them on in the games is so exciting. And I remember last time around watching Red Gerard bring home the first gold medal for the US, and we were with all of our teammates, and it was so fun to watch and be a part of. So I think that's something I'm looking forward to.
That's awesome. Okay, Brianna, you also forgot your number, I think.
No, I remembered 14. I swear. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you go to LA, you go into your warehouse shopping spree, then you're going to get on the plane to Beijing. Do you guys fly coach, or you fly first class, or is it a charter? Like, what's that?
Well, this is a special occasion. We are flying charter with other Team USA athletes from LA to Beijing. I don't think it's like a fancy plane. I think it's a normal plane, but it's just going to have USA athletes on there. So it's going to be kind of a unique situation.
And does everybody get on the charter, or do only some people get on the charter? Like, how do you get on the charter?
Wait, but listen to this. Like our issue right now is that we're flying like regular commercial to LA, and then we're gonna charter. So we need to not get it on a commercial flight. So we've been like,
are you worried about getting COVID on a commercial flight?
Yeah, so we're looking for like a charter.
Can I tell you about this? My parents and my brother and my cousin are on vacation right now in the most piece of shit island vacation destination on the planet. I refuse to go anymore. It sucks. Okay. It's like New Hampshire on the beach. I'm telling you, like, imagine that. And that's how bad it is. Anyways, so I called them yesterday. They all got COVID on the plane. That's like a thing.
Well, that's what we're saying. Why are we flying charter to Beijing, but then not charter from Minnesota to LA? And unfortunately, I think it's just like a funding, and they've tried like everything they can to try and.
So you guys gonna like quadruple mask on there, or like you're gonna like have the gloves and the hazmats? That's what I would do if I were you.
We might have to do that. Yeah.
I didn't think you could get COVID on an airplane, but I guess you can. I was telling my mother that no one goes to this fucking island, so it's a lie, and they just want 5 more days of like income. But anyways, non sequitur. All right, so you guys, so we get to Beijing. Are we worried about the food?
Not really, I don't think, because I think they're required, like all the Olympics are required to have a certain percentage of American, European, like food from your country. We were really lucky last time around where we brought USOPC chefs over, and while you were competing, the US athletes had their own private separate dining area outside of the village. So while you were competing, you got pretty good American meals cooked by these amazing chefs. And as soon as you were done competing, you had to go eat in the dining hall. I think we had McDonald's every single night after we won. So it didn't really matter at that point, but I don't know. We have some picky eaters, some dietary needs.
Oh,
but
really? Like
our staff is always pretty good though at bringing a bunch of snacks, and they last time around they did a breakfast room, so like our med staff and nutrition staff actually cooked breakfast like in our village dorm, so just for us. So they brought like a griddle and everything. Yeah, they're awesome.
Next thing is like, all right, how's this gonna go, the dating situation? So like our hookup dating situation, right? So you're gonna get on the plane, there's gonna be all these hot athletes. Athletes are better looking than everybody. Everyone knows it. Like everyone's tall and good, the teeth, like everybody's good looking and fabulous. Like, do you have a good hookup game or no?
We last time we'd call it bay watching. We would like sit out our
like, remember when it was like the Summer Olympics and it was the Carly Rae Jepsen song, or Jetson or whatever her name is? And
Call Me Maybe.
Yeah, that was so cute. Like,
we need to bring that song back. That's actually
that's a good song. Yeah.
Okay, so keep going, Amanda.
But this time it's gonna be interesting because I think that we won't really be allowed to like talk to many people during the games. Not that we like usually do during the tournament anyways, but yeah, like I think we'll kind of be more isolated. So we'll have to do more like watching.
You're gonna have to hook up just with Team USA.
Yeah, I guess okay.
Well, yeah, we might just have to stick to the sexting part of
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I'm kidding.
That's fine. Okay, and what's the like app of choice for that? Are you like Snapchatting, or like are you on Instagram? Like what are we using?
Well, I think we have to worry about some hacking that goes on over there a little bit. So
okay,
that's going to be another kind of like thing we're going to have to worry about. Not the sex or anything. I'm just saying in general. Like, I think it's that's just something we have to be careful of. Like when we're getting our phones hacked and stuff. So
I mean, if it's not COVID, it's like the Chinese hackers. Like, what's a girl to do?
Okay. A different Olympics.
Yeah, for sure. Masks on, clothes off. Let's go. So anyways, okay, so let's actually talk about the hockey. Okay. All right, you guys start on the 3rd. We're playing Finland. And then you play, I think, all the way through the 17th, I want to say. So you have a long run of playing. So you're going to get to eat in the good cafeteria. I've been a little bit concerned about us versus US versus Canada. Like, I don't know what's going on in the My situation, but I want to talk about that because that was the finals and we beat them last time. So what's your, like, how are you feeling about the competition? Give me what are you seeing happen on the ice? What are you envisioning on the ice?
I mean, the tournament's going to be what we expect. And that's going to be a competitive game no matter who we're playing. We're obviously, excited to get over there and play as a team. I think, having to play Finland first, I think is a great indicator of where we're going to stand going through the tournament as far as they're really competitive. They have good goaltending. And so I think we're just going to take it one game at a time. Obviously, our goal is to get to the gold medal game on February 17th. And if we take it game by game, I think we should see ourselves in a good position on the 17th.
That's a very professional answer on your part, Brianna Decker. What's the brand of the Finnish team? Like, who are they? Like, if the Finland team is a movie character, who is it? Who are they? Like, are they bitchy? Are they, like, nice and blonde? Like, are we, like, legally blonde? Or are we, like...
Oh, that's a tough... They're, like, a skilled, like, team. Like, a lot of the European teams, they're, like, not as, like, physical. Like, obviously, all these games get heated because we develop rivalries when you play them so often. But they're, like, very, like, silky and skilled, I would say.
Oh, so they're, like, the girl from Frozen. What's her name?
Elsa.
Okay. And who's Team Canada?
Somebody we don't like.
Like
anything we don't like.
Yeah. But are they like nice and just good? Are they nice but really good? Or are they jerks?
They're structured.
They're structured, or we're structured.
No, they're like, yeah, it's like
they're anal. Like
no, it's just like very. Yeah.
Okay, so you're not going to tell me this, but I'm going to ask you, like, what are we doing differently in Beijing that we have been doing in Maiwai?
The thing is about this year is, like, obviously we start with a larger group, and so we have to eventually make the final team. And throughout the year and the tournament, it's kind of like you're trying things out. People are still trying out. You're trying different line combination. Nothing is really set in stone. Like, You're never playing with your final roster or, like, obviously playing to win, but I think that we have a lot more to show than.
Yeah, than you have shown. And it hasn't, like, you haven't gelled on the final thing yet.
Yeah, and, like, within our locker room, like, I feel really good, and I think our team feels really good. Like, we had a lot of younger kids that hadn't really ever even been, like, made the national team before. And so to have everybody kind of come together, it took a little bit of time, and I think that we're, like, in a really, really good spot.
What other team are you, like, gunning for besides Canada? Let's be honest.
Honestly, like, yeah, I think all of them, like, Meg said it, we're all of them. Like, we're, I gave you a professional answer earlier, but it's the truth.
Like, non-professional one?
Well, I mean, I threw sexting out there and it haunted me about a minute later. So
you did. I give you credit for that.
Yeah. But no, like, honestly, the biggest thing and a strength of ours as a team is, like, we do focus on ourselves and how we can get better every single game. And I know that does sound like a structured answer, but it's the truth. We do focus on ourselves. That's one thing you got to do as a team going through the tournament. You have to obviously prepare for each opponent that you're going to face. But at the end of the day, it's like, are we getting better every single game so that we're playing our best by the end of the tournament?
And then are you guys like a pranky type of group? Like, are we going to do pranks in the locker room? Are you going to do, like, pranks on the Chinese team? Like, what's the feeling on pranks?
I don't know if we want to prank the Chinese team.
Probably, like, steal all your data on your faces.
We may get stuck there, but definitely we're a pranking team.
Okay.
Kess and Hill and Dex, like literally all of our team, somebody's always up to something, and you kind of have your head on a swivel and always be aware.
I would say Amanda's the biggest prankster, I would say.
Amanda just looks like she always has like that shit-eating grin and then the like blonde hair and the eyelashes, so you don't really think it's her, you know what I mean? But it is her.
Right away, like people, what did I do? I haven't really had any good ones lately. I did something to Dex, knew right away, we're like, that's her. Like,
no, but like you stole Meg's snacks out of her bag at the airport the one time. I was like, why?
Yeah, I was so excited to sit down, eat my bag of Skittles on the plane. I'm like searching my backpack. I'm like, shoot, I must have like left them where I was sitting. And then all of a sudden, like I just had a feeling. I'm like, it was Amanda. Like I know every time now. I'm like, it was her. And one time, like, she like hid my book. I know, shocking. I was reading a book. She hid it under my backpack, and like, so I couldn't find it. And I was like, Amanda took my book. I know she did. And then I found it under my backpack. I was like, oh shoot, I must have just misplaced it. But no, it was her the whole time.
I love a locker room prank. I like minored in locker room pranks. I love a locker room prank. That person is so important on the team. Like in the same way the Decker is important, the prank person I also think is very important. Okay, so let's talk about the shootout. So odd thing in hockey that very often when it comes to a tie score, there's a shootout. I think last time you guys won on a shootout. Does that stress you out? And who do you want in that spot?
I mean, I think we've like kind of, realized that it is part of the game. And so our preparation leading up to the games is like that stuff that we work on a weekly basis. I won in the shootout. Whoever's going to score a damn goal, honestly. And then for our goalie, whoever's in there who's hot and who's going to make the right saves at the right time. I think we have a lot of skilled players on our team. So I think, a lot of different players can go in that scenario. But you obviously want people who can deal with pressure as well. It's obviously going to be a pressure situation. So.
All right. So do you have to have a roommate in the Olympic Village?
Well, we are in rooms of like 4. So they're like little apartments. And then this time we all get our own bedroom. So we just work out our roommates. Me and Megs are in the same little.
Yeah, we kind of got to pick our own ish, but not really. Like some of us older girls assigned the rooms, but we took some feedback from the team. And obviously we're like, okay, we're not going to split up Megs and Cass. So
because they can't be split up. Is that how it works?
They go together.
They go together. Okay.
Yeah,
We're a package deal.
Wait, and then you have to put like the pups with someone. Like there's clearly some 19-year-old on the team who's going to go get shit-faced your first night in Beijing. Like do you assign like a senior and a junior?
We put some young kids with some responsible older kids too. But we also put some of the young kids, like 2 young kids together with like a couple older girls. Because I was like, when I think of like young kids, I always used to think of like Megs because like her first Olympics and like Meg, for some reason I remember like you were just like in awe and like so smiley, and you still are, but like you just loved it. And some of the young kids on our team remind me of her, and I was like, I want them to like be together so that they can experience that first time together, because I think that's like a lot of fun.
That's great. I would never leave a young person with Amanda Kessel.
Good point.
They would have a blast.
They would have a blast. You are the defending champions. So does that create more pressure for you? Like, do you feel pressure going in, or is every Olympics different, or how do you feel about that?
Okay. I mean, I don't think there's any pressure going into it. Like the past Olympics was 4 years ago, and it's a completely different quad, and we have a lot of new faces. We're a whole new team, and it's just a completely different journey. And each time it's different, and these guys have been through it more than me. But I think, you're not really focused on what has happened in the past. You're only kind of like looking ahead. And I think obviously having that feeling of winning gold, it's something you want to replicate and do again. And you want to get back to that moment because it was so special to be a part of, and you definitely want to do it again. But yeah, I think each time it's so different, and each journey is going to be there's going to be changes and different adversities. So
That's great. You guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing is, so this is theoretically a podcast about work, although I never talk about work. How do you guys, does it make you mad when you get on the plane and there's the men's team? Like, how do you feel about people who are paid more than you for their jobs? Like, do you think about that?
Go ahead. You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
We're going to get a really good answer.
you are. So from the Olympic standpoint, honestly, like I don't think about that because I just think about, hey, this is the situation where we're all representing our country. So for once, we're at an equal stance. Yeah. Like we're really doing the exact same thing as the other, the men's team or what other athletes there are out there. But I mean, I think about that in the sense of like they probably are paying for their own charter flight to LA to get on that charter flight. Like they have the ability to like fly privately, I'm sure, by themselves. But so I just think about some of that stuff, which is probably, I wish that we had the ability to do and the financial support too.
And then do you feel, that's a great answer. And it's such an honor to play in an Olympics, right? Like you're Olympians. That's such a big deal. Like it's so cool. I think it's amazing that in 2022, the Olympics means something. Do you know what I mean? Like there's so few things like that have meant something for so long, and to represent your country, I think that's so amazing. So I had this awesome meeting with EA Sports, which I think I probably mentioned to you guys like 2 years ago, and I asked why they didn't have women's hockey players, and then they told me that it was a technical issue, which was one of my favorite things ever, because putting a female name on the back of a small stick figure hockey player is just technically tough. But we're here, and there are now female players. Brianna, you're one. Talk about that. Just give me how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's freaking awesome. I think, growing up, first off, I'm not a huge gamer, but when I was growing up, I obviously played, NHL 99 or whatever it was out there at the time, 95.
Yourself.
99.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to date myself. I already have on this. So, but I think like, it's so cool to be able to, get on the video game, and then I can, be Megan Keller as a defenseman, or I can, sign up and play as like another player on our team. I just think that's like incredible. It's crazy how long it's taken to have females like on the video game, but obviously thankful that we're able to have that now. And I just think it's pretty surreal, to be honest.
That's cool. I'm happy for you on that. Ladies, do you have any other thoughts on that?
No, I just think it's really exciting. I have a PS4 literally sitting behind my computer right now, and I was going to sell it on Facebook Marketplace or give it to my brother. And now I'm like, no, I have to keep it because I want to play like as everybody. Like, I think that's one of the coolest things. And it's huge for like our sport, just for like the next generation of fans and players to get that visibility. I think it's really awesome.
That's so great. My next question for you guys is, do you get, putting aside like that it's an honor and a privilege and all that, like talking about the figure skating girls, like somebody's walking out of there with a $15 million endorsement deal to be on the cover of blah, 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 or the box of blah, blah, blah. Like, how do you think about that? Like, you're a team sport, you're a quote unquote niche sport, which I would disagree with, but let's face it, like, how does that bother you, or no? Or do you even think about that?
Honestly, like personally, no. Unfortunately, like that's been our reality. Like, would we love to change that? Yes. But there also is nothing greater than like winning a gold medal, but like with your teammates. So like, I think that's what's so cool about being
in a team sport.
Yeah. Like that's like the best part about it, is like winning and celebrating with your teammates, and like always remembering like those memories.
Yeah. I think it's amazing. I think everyone's eyes are going to be on you.
I think so too. Like,
I think that you all came out of the last Olympics and just arrived, and you're so smiley and like excited and wholesome, and I think it's going to be great. I would love to see us win, no matter how far you go and how many Elsas you beat. Like, we can't wait. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.